Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Wednesday, Mosh Pit. Man, oh man, it's been a crazy couple of days. But I'll give everyone an update whenever we get rocking and rolling here. So I've decided, thanks to the popular feedback, now that I've been able to sit back and read the comments instead of having a backlog, people have been saying that they are very interested in seeing what is going to be voted upon as the worst possible Repentance era run that we've seen thus far. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a form, that sort of stuff later on. I'll explain how it's going to work and then publish that very, very soon so people can start getting their nominations in and we can start filtering out the top ones that people can start voting on. So that is why the like tree counter is up there. I know that it has not moved yet, but I wanted to announce that. Thank you all very much for the feedback. And also thank you very much to VUCA, who made this incredibly detailed run by side-by-side comparison for the challenge run and then the redo run. Just ignore the fact that challenge is misspelled. But yeah, so thank you, VUCA. Again, you can pause this here. Go check out the Victa subreddit thread. They did a very, very detailed breakdown on what every single floor had, all of our HP and everything. So thank you, VUCA, very much for all the continued dedicated support. Please keep going with it. I know that a lot of people, including myself, are appreciating it. So really quickly, before we get started here, we got Pluto, Foxtrot 1, Papa 4, November 101. The next few videos, I know this has been sort of like the trend lately, but the next few videos are going to be a little bit they're going to be a little bit shorter if I can manage it, because right now I need to make sure that I get videos in the backlog, because obviously there's more important things for me to handle with IRL stuff. You know, we had the hurricane and everything down here, and that's been complicating things, to say the least. But you know me, I'm never going to stop, and you know, that's not going to stop me from at least getting a daily Isaac episode out every single day. Of course, that one's never gonna change. So thank you all very much for all the continued support, and again, I appreciate the understanding. I know that some people, for whatever reason, they just get really bent out of shape whenever we have slightly shorter episodes, but for the majority of the people who aren't them, you know, many people are just like, take care of yourself, and IRL stuff comes first, and take care of friends and family, which is what I've been doing for the last couple of days ever since the storm hit. So and I'm actually recording this the day before this video goes out, so this is not a predated video from a couple days ago. I'm literally recording this at 10:30 at night on Tuesday, so you're getting hot, fresh, up to the second action and commentary. I don't know what that means, but so to give everybody an update, obviously, if you didn't know, we were in the direct path of Hurricane Beryl. It was definitely a storm that I think everyone kind of underestimated, including myself. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. From everything that I've seen with the trackers and everything, it didn't seem like it was going to be that bad. I figured, it's going to hit some land and just kind of burn itself out. Well, that did not happen, as everyone is well aware now. It stayed a Category 1 hurricane for much, much, much longer than any hurricane I've ever seen. I've lived through a lot of them. The fact that it remained with sustained winds to be a hurricane after being on the Texas Gulf for so long was impressive. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm straight up impressive. But that obviously brought with it lots and lots of complications for the area. You know, everyone immediately lost power for days, and at the time of this recording, finally my neighborhood did receive power, but a lot of other people still are without power at the time of this recording, which really sucks. And down here it gets very, very dangerous, especially for elderly people. And pets especially too. That's another aspect. So, you know, I've had Papa Victa over, I've had my girlfriend over, I've had the dogs over, and you know, just taking care of neighbors when I can, and you know, putting people's stuff in the freezer and stuff, because obviously I still have working electricity here. But that's the whole reason why I invested in getting a good generator and stuff. So if something like this does happen, at least I have the means to be able to take care of people, and at that extent, I wish to extend also my gratitude towards you all out here, because you allow me to be able to do that, to provide a safe sanctuary for people that are friends and family in times like this. Because without your support in the mosh pit, I wouldn't be able to afford stuff like that. And you know, and if I wasn't doing everything I can to to provide that and and use it to its fullest extent, then I think that I would be wasting a gift to help out people. So so again, I talk about how important it is to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Well, I thought for sure it was going to be there. But this is what your kindness does. It allows me to provide for other people and take care of other people when I can. So thank you all very much. And again, to go back on what I was talking about earlier, the next few videos this week, possibly through the weekend, they're just going to be, no victory laps. We're going to get in, have some fun, play some Isaac, and then get out. But I always like to be transparent with everybody. I think that I don't think that there's not enough transparency in this business. I've talked about it for many years actually, and I definitely pride myself on being very open and very honest with people when it comes to my side of the business. And this job is not. It's not just simply playing video games. There's a whole lot of different other things that come with it, and people are gonna laugh saying it's a job, whatever. I don't care about those people. The people I care about the most are the ones who support me and actively help me do this as a career. And without you guys and girls for doing that, I wouldn't be able to be in the situation I'm in right now. To be able to say, hey, we had a major storm. Let me take care of the family. Let me take care of friends. Let me take care of pets and neighbors and stuff like that. Because there really isn't that many people who get an opportunity to be blessed like that. And it is not something that I take lightly. And it's definitely something that it never falls amiss from my perception of stuff. So thank you all very much for all the support. And for the understanding with that whenever stuff like this goes on. But it's not going to stop me. This Invicta luck ain't going to stop, and no matter what. Because not stopping here, we're going to get a full clear. But yeah, in terms of the I also just realized that we started with analog stick because of Eden's Blessing. Now, in terms of the like streak goal and the what's going to be considered to be the worst voted Repentance era run, how that's going to work is essentially I'm going to create a Google document and post it. It'll be on the community feed. It'll be on all social media. That way people know where to find it. And then I want people to nominate just one. I'm gonna limit it to just one nomination per, not three, because it's going to complicate stuff and also increase the amount of time it takes to filter. So this is your opportunity now to go through the backlog, to go all the way back to the beginning of the Repentance era and find what you think or you perceive to be the worst possible Isaac run that we have seen in the Repentance era. Now, the reason why I'm limiting to the Repentance era is because obviously we cannot retroactively go back and play like an Afterbirth Plus seed or even a Rebirth seed, because yes, the map is going to be the same, but the run is going to be totally different. I mean, we even saw that with this Invicta challenge from last week and this week, or this past week and then the previous week, in that I played the same seed, but there were still pretty marked differences between the two. We got different items, we got different layouts, we got different enemies. So a seeded run is not always going to be exactly one-to-one. Which is strange. You would think it would be, but hey, I don't make the game. I just play it. So yeah, so that's the reason why we're going to be operating just solely off of Repentance. And then again, the whole other reason why I'm deciding to limit it to one nomination per is just because I do not want to have like a top 10 voted and then like we have to filter down every single one like that. First of line, I'm happy with our tiers rate though. So now with all the business and management stuff taken care of, I will let everybody know. Now, this is your the call to action for your homework. This is just know that the form will be coming up within the next week or so. Again, I've got to get some videos in the backlog. I've got to give Alex some stuff to work on because if I don't have any videos, he doesn't have any art, which means that I can't pay him and he doesn't make money. So it all hinges around me being able to record Isaac, and there's a lot more than what goes into just simply me playing Isaac every single day. But yeah. Come on, buddy. Thank you. We're looking at pretty good stats here. I mean, 4.34 tiers is perfectly fine with me. 3.44 damage. I mean, it's not the greatest thing ever, but it is going to allow us to be able to take down some stuff early on very easily. We've got decent amount of maneuverability thanks to Pluto, not necessarily because of our movement speed, but because of our size. Our hitbox is very small. And Curse of Blind means that we don't go into the item room. So we go on to last week's comment of the episode, not a question of the episode, because there wasn't a whole lot of questions of the episodes. This is from the original Invicta Challenge from a week ago, and this one comes in from Good and Plenty 00. Great name, by the way. Who said, I honestly really enjoy the try hard challenges, and I thought the commentary was really good and a refreshing break to hear you work through all the resources you have. I'd love to see a min-max week where you min-max every floor, look for crawl spaces, utilize all cards, etc. And that one got a ton, and I mean a butt ton of upvotes. So thank you very much, Good and Plenty, and everyone who upvoted that one. I know it's not a question of the episode, but it's more of a comment, which I can comment on because they talked about having a min-max week, and this is something that I've proposed in the past, and I've chosen not to do it ultimately, just because I don't think it's going to make a very interesting like streak goal. I know that there are some people out there who definitely would want to see me do something like that, and and I do agree that it is a nice change of pace from the usual rigmarole of Eden runs and stuff. But the reason why I'm resistant to the idea for two reasons. First off, I don't think they're gonna make that interesting of videos. I think that there's gonna be a lot of very, very, very slow, boring, methodical gameplay, which to me is not going to entertain the greater masses of everybody. A majority of people who watch these videos watch it because they want to see, did he win? Did he lose? What kind of crazy build did we get? And there are some strategical advantages out there for people that they can gain, but I try to explain my reasoning and theorizing the best I can when I do them. The second reason, the main reason was I don't think they're going to be that entertaining. I know they may sound good, but I honestly don't think that it's going to be all that enjoyable. The second reason why I don't want to do a min-maxing week is because given how rarely I ever min-max or I ever have to min-max, it really does kind of make those times when I do have to min-max shine a lot more. Rather than just doing an entire week of them, the magic is kind of lost. You know what I mean? Like when something special happens every now and then, it stays truly special, especially if it's born out of necessity. But whenever I'm doing it just to do it for the sake of doing it, it really loses its luster in a hurry. And I think that would greatly diminish those times and the payoff whenever we do get those really bad Eden runs where I literally have to work with everything I've got and really stretch my resources. That's something I also don't want. I want people to really enjoy the deeper strategy level of Isaac whenever we're forced to call upon those resources. HP upgrade here, and you know what? I'm fine with the blind Krampus fight. At least this means that we don't have to worry about choosing a double deal or losing HP for something blind. So no complaints here. See if Krampus is going to be kind to us here. Nope. So there's an angle that you can stand. Wow. Okay, Krampus. There is an angle that you can stand against Krampus where you won't get hit by either one of the crossbeam shots, either the X or the cross. And I wasn't standing there. You want to stand right around approximately between 2 and 3 o'clock. Or if you want to go with cardinal direction, you can stand at southeast, southwest, southeast, northeast, northwest. You don't want to stand directly there though. Like you don't want to sit at like 130 or something like that because, or halfway. You know what I mean? Like there is a safe spot that you can stand on every cardinal direction. You just have to find it, and that's what makes Krampus a little bit difficult for newer players. Normally I can find that, but whenever we get charged and bodied like that, it's not really nowhere I can really go. Get a full card here. So lump of coal is going to help us out greatly. Skipping an entire shop and an item room is not, even though we didn't have to. Again, with Curse the Blind, what can you do? I mean, well, I guess there's two things you can do. You can either take the item or you can't, and I usually don't. Ooh, okay, forget me now. All right, no, okay. Happy we have this Eternal Heart here, which is going to give us an HP upgrade every time we move to a new floor, or if we find a second Eternal Heart, that would be nice. Yeah, we're just working through it. Honestly, I've been kind of liking. I don't know why. This is a great big reversal here, but I've honestly been really kind of liking my reflection lately. It's not just because I've been losing weight, but also because the damage upgrade that you get is pretty significant, and with Lump of Coal especially, it's going to act like almost like a damage multiplier in a way, just because of that extended range and the rotation, and then everything coming back towards Isaac. The boomerang effect is going to magnify that damage from Lump of Coal even more, which is great. Now, what's another nice thing about this is that even though this is kind of like an item that I don't really talk about a whole lot, Tropicamide is also going to play a huge part in us having my reflection because of that increased tier size that we get, knowing that we're going to be able to hit a target from way far away, and then on the boomerang back end with Lump of Coal, it essentially increases our shot efficiency, which ultimately raises our damage and allows us to have a much smoother and easier run to deal with whenever we're able to take down enemies in 1 or 2 shots rather than like 4 or 5. Good slowing shot there by Large Zit. And again, utilizing analog stick here as much as we can. This is what I like about my reflection. You can hit from basically anywhere in the room like this. And Bambino doesn't really have a chance here. Yeah, down he goes. Super Bandage is super fine. And I am going to go back and play that 5 room, and we're just going to do it again because that's some good prioritization for our wow. I've been off on secret rooms. Secret room might be here. Could be there. Actually, oh yeah, it could be. It could be here. See if we can find a bomb because well, we're gonna need 2 bombs, but it would be nice to get into the boss trap room. Okay, a singular bomb gets us a tinted rock, which is also fine. At the curse room, we didn't obviously get a devil deal. Fanny Pack. I'm hoping Fanny Pack drops us a bomb, or a curse room gives us 2 bombs out of nowhere. Hey, it gave us a Yave. Let's see it. Oh man, it could be there too. Let's see where the secret room is first. It could be here. I'm hoping it's not. Okay, yeah, so it's got to be to the right of the boss trap room, which is fine. That's what we wanted. I made a mistake. I have no clue where the secret room is now. I should have known. I should have doubled back to check that. That was a big waste of resources there. And we deserve to be punished for that. So there's a vault here, which is, I would say, good, but now at least I know where the secret room is. It's gonna be right there. I am gonna go back and grab this tinted rock though. Yeah, so I should have, and that's 100% my fault. That's a big misplay there because we could have saved 2 keys. Then we get a golden key anyway, but we do get some money. A lucky penny. Not the worst trade, but yeah. Black Feather. I mean, it gives us no damage for now, but it could prove to be useful later on. Yeah, it would have been nice being able to get into the boss trap room. I mean, technically we still could, but we have to throw away a lot of HP, and I'm not willing to do that. Not right now. I'll do that for a devil deal, but not right now. All right. I hope everyone and anyone who was affected by Hurricane Beryl and the surrounding areas, or even like in non-Texas areas, like I hope you're doing okay. Hopefully you don't have to deal with power outages being out for an indefinite amount of time. That's a scary part. First you gotta deal with the storm, and then after that it's everything that comes after that. We're not even talking about the cleanup. I mean, I saw so many car wrecks because idiots don't know how to drive. First off, they don't know how to drive, period. Secondly, they don't know how to drive whenever they see it's a flashing street light. Oh, but oh wait, the signal's off. Do I just go? Yeah, I'll just go. And then of course you got jerks that just blow right through it. They don't even care about other people. So the worst incident that I saw, because it happened right in front of me, was I saw these three dudes who, that is a terrible vault. These are kids. These are like probably like 16, 17-year-old kids. And they hit another vehicle because they tried to blow through the intersection without stopping. And they just hit. So they and I did not see this happen, but it happened in front of me. Does that make sense? Like it happened right as I was getting there. Because I was like, why in the world is my lane not moving? Every other lane but mine was moving, and I heard cars honking, all this kind of stuff. And so the car that had been hit by these kids I mean, thankfully everyone was, no one was injured, at least not that I saw anyway. The person who was hit pulled off into a parking lot, right? But the kids, for some odd reason, because they probably have never been in a car accident in their entire lives, they got out of the car and they left the car right in the middle of one of the busiest intersections that you could possibly have in this town. They just left it there. So, and of course, my luck, they left the car in my lane. So that's the reason why my lane wasn't moving. And this is a huge, like, six-way, or this is a big. There's 3 lanes per side, non-highway street. I mean, I'm talking huge. This is a massive intersection that is extremely important. And I mean, everybody was getting ticked off. I mean, they're yelling. They were like, I mean, if the car is operational and the other car that you struck, or who struck who, you don't want to leave it in the middle of the intersection, because not only do you just not want to do that, it's a dangerous situation. As long as no one's hurt, I want to emphasize that. And I couldn't believe that they got out and just left the car right there. And that was the worst. But it's that level of craziness right now that the entire area is dealing with. So I'm not going to tap that anymore. If it stayed open, I'd go back and go grab those other hearts, but it didn't. Another Curse the Blind. So yeah, stay safe out there, everybody. Especially with no streetlights. No streetlights and especially at nighttime, it's dark, real dark. It's very eerily dark when there's no streetlights anywhere, let alone traffic signals. Thankfully, nothing got damaged at my house. A few of my neighbors did have some damage. One of my neighbors had a broken window and their fence was blown over, so they now share we're joking that now they have a timeshare backyard with their other neighbors, which are all people I know, of course. One of my neighbors they just had a newborn, and she was overheating, so they came over and they were just chilling out, and I taught him how to play Lorcana. Forgot his Curse of Blind. So now he's like getting into Lorcana now, and I'm like, hey, I got some cards. So we opened up some boxes. It was a good time, but you know, it's a bad time too. It's a big disruption of everything, and thankfully, no one that I know, family and friends, are all safe, and no one suffered any major damage. Thankfully, we have a bomb. Dude, I don't know where we're getting these nightmare maps from for secret rooms, but they are all over the place. It could be there, but I'd be surprised. Oh, okay. We can bomb our way into the item room, or the shop at least, and maybe some keys. But man, our movement speed is starting to become a problem here. Greed fight to be expected. We're probably going to get another greed fight on the next floor, especially with us playing that 5 room and getting that extra shop. The game doesn't like that. Especially with us having the counterfeit penny. So damage is still holding okay for now, 6.94. Range is whatever, but I mean, it's good for Krampus's head, and we get another orbital. Now, something I haven't talked about yet is this. Now, we have Gnawed Leaf, and if I have to use it, I will. Do I want to? No. Absolutely not, but I will. So Gnawed Leaf is going to give us a total immunity, and I mean total immunity to anything in the game as long as we stand still. Now, with an orbital, as you can see right here, that's very, very powerful, because we just sit back and just let the enemies kind of kill themselves on our orbital. We'll take Perfection, I guess, but we're probably not going to be able to hold on to it. And once again, we get a non-devil deal devil deal that we don't have to worry about Curse of Line with. So, yay to us. But yeah, I've not been able to, unfortunately, sleep very well because I've got too much going on. Lots of people in the house, lots of concerns to handle. Gotta take care of the dogs too. Papa Victor brought the dogs over, so it's a time for everyone to come together and support each other. And Mosh Pit allows me to be in this situation to do that. And I can't be thankful enough. My entire family thanks you. You all. So even if you feel like what you're doing is not important, it's extremely important. This is the level of difference that you are making by simply watching these videos and liking them, posting comments. I mean, it really is a life changer for not just me. It extends past me, and I want people to understand that. So it's not just you're not just doing me a favor. Let's put it that way. You're not just supporting me whenever I ask you, hey, click that like button. Let's get this video to over 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 likes. Let's get all this stuff done. It's not just about me. There's a lot more aspects to it than just that. So hopefully this illustrates, at least in a little bit of a way, to help you understand that what you all do make a difference every day. And thank you very much for it. Piggy Bank's gonna be absolutely nothing at this point. I mean, we could take member card, but we can't afford anything down there past one thing. I would much rather get something like the treasure map. And then we can void. We could void 2 items if we get enough money for it. Because I don't necessarily need Blue Candle. I'd be much happier with having the ability to possibly get an Emperor card out of the deck of cards. Yeah, my fault. That one was not my fault. Okay, let's stop this. Let's stop this damage right now. We need to get movement speed. Movement speed is now a massive priority. We can get 2 more cents. We can get deck of cards, void the 2 spacebar items inside of the shop. Ooh, now that... See, that just changed now. Because SMB Superfan would allow us to get everything that we want in a bag of crisps here. Come on, game, be kind. Been a rough week so far. Been a rough weekend. Thank you. SMB Superfans to go. Kind of a misplay there. I should have actually used all my HP first before taking SMB Superfan. Get the D20 up in here. Got the D20 up in the hizzle. Okay. I mean, I'm not really feeling the D20 right now. IV bag is interesting because we can spawn a bunch of stuff with the fanny pack and then use the D20 on it, but I don't think it's going to give us any real tangible rewards for it. Tower cards, tower bad. Okay, we get a soul heart. I'm fine with that. 10 cents. Well, 10 cents gives us one more possible stat up. Let's wait. Because we can buy Mom's bracelet and then also void that. So, yeah, a little bit of a misplay there. I should have waited until I had no more HP before I picked up SMB Superfan to give us that full heal and give us a couple more taps on the IV bag. But let's do that. Let's do that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Bueno. Bueno. The thing I have to be careful of is that I just need to be careful that I don't use the IV bag without having a red heart, which has been known to happen from time to time. Okay. I think I'm good with that. There might be a mini boss over here. Nope. Just cleared anyway. Never know. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the play. We drop the IV bag for the deck of cards, and then we void. Well, first off, we buy Mom's bracelet, then we get the deck of cards, and then we use void. Deck of cards is in the arcade, so do this, and look at that. We got 3 damage upgrade, brother. A 3 damage upgrade, a movement speed upgrade, and a tears up. That is a bona fide big time play right there. I mean bona fide. Speaking of boned. There you go. Okay. So we got a 45% devil deal chance. I like this. I'm gonna be super lazy because I am done doing this roundabout run here. Good. And we can get the Fool card just in case we need something to teleport out of. And the mom fight should not be a problem. Very close. The slowing effect is actually a little bit of a counter synergy here with Red Mom. You have to be able to accurately time whenever her foot comes down and be able to predict it. Yep. No devil deal. I am going to wait on taking red hearts because I want polar invincibility, and we'll just head on down. I messaged Alex. He was asking if there's going to be a thumbnail for today, and I said I should be done hopefully within 15-20 minutes. It's not just supporting myself. You all are supporting multiple families here. I'm able to pay artists. I'm able to pay my mods. I'm able to, do everything. So maybe that's what I'll title this episode. I won't have it Isaac related. I'll just say thank you, Mosh Pit. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna tell him that right now. I'm gonna say title is thank you, Mosh Pit. Okay, there we go. That's what we'll title this video. Just thank you, Mosh Pit. I don't know how well that's going to do for the algorithm, but I don't really care. Is a day for giving thanks. I'm ready for Thanksgiving too. Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna full car out of here. We're not that far away. We have hearts over here as well, but we're not gonna be able to fill those bone hearts anyway. For the reverse Hierophant card. So yeah. And I'm just not going to because I don't want to lose polar invincibility. That is the wrong way. All right. Full card. So originally I thought that the boss room was going to be this side, and it turns out that that is absolutely correct. Yeah, but our damage is so lethal at long range right now that anything that even gets scraped by those Tropicamide tears are going to get domed right to the temple. But again, we're doing when Lubbock Coal is fully extended like that, we're doing far greater than 10.25 damage. It's more in like the 30 to 40 range damage. There we go. Gonna be Fallen. I predict Betrayal. I also predict that we don't get a Devil Deal here. Little Abadab Ding Dong. I was correct in one of those. Fortunately, it was the one that I didn't want to be correct in. All right. My deduction powers tell me that the boss is going to be over here. Wheel of Fortune.
A fortune.
We could take the Swallowed M80, but that's okay. I've been playing a lot of the First Descendant, and it's a game that I didn't really have on the radar because I didn't even know it existed. And I'm not one of those people who writes it off just because it's a Nexon joint. I've played Nexon games. Hell, I even did a Nexon mobile sponsored stream a long time, like 8 years ago. No joke, 8 years ago. It was for a game that was really good. I don't even remember. It was like Mana Legends or something like that. It was a really cool game. Anyway. So I didn't write it off. I didn't even know that it was by Nexon until I started playing it. And I've been enjoying it. I think that it's got the perfect amount of mindless grind for me where I'm just like, yeah, I just want to go in and shoot things for a few hours and just put on some metal. It's a good streaming game. The graphics, of course, are amazing because it's made in Unreal 5, although it does destroy my graphics card. Apparently the 3090 is no longer good anymore. Who knew? But I've been enjoying that game a lot. Wow, we just got Guppy too. Holy moly. Well then. Thank you, game. I'm still gonna stick with deck of cards though. We ended up getting Guppy out of nowhere, which made me forget that we even had Guppy's collar. I'm gonna be honest. Wow, we got a crack key. No, I didn't even know you can get crack keys from deck of cards. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of First Descendant. A lot of people have also been playing First Descendant. It's TikTok hot right now, and that is the sign of maybe not a good game, but a game that's very popular. But so far, I've been enjoying it. It's like Warframe. First Descendant is like Warframe without a lot of the obnoxious systems that Warframe has. Although I will say that in place of that, there are other obnoxious systems that Warframe doesn't have. But it's basically a mix between Destiny and Warframe, with definitely more skewed towards Warframe than anything. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I mean, I'm going to take all the Guppy items. I'm not going to take Sulfur. Because we have My Reflection. Plus, we don't need Sulfur, and we're also not on the bubble for the Leviathan transformation, so it's fine. I'd rather not go down to 1 HP for now. Yeah, it's like a mixture between of Warframe and Destiny, with higher skews towards Warframe than anything. They've got like the polarity system. They've got they've got public lobbies that are seamless, that you teleport into and then people can just join at will. They got dungeons, big bosses. The big Colossus bosses are definitely my favorite part of it. And it's a good game. I've been enjoying it. Now obviously you've got to deal with the it's got microtransactions and Nexon and that sort of stuff, and people bring up the Nexon scams from a few years ago with their gacha stuff, and and that's, I mean, it's all valid. But to me, if I enjoy a game and I don't actively really need to take part, like if it's not overly aggressive, like the monetization, then I don't really care. It's got the very standard, so far anyway, very standard free to play model, which is just you pay to skip ahead. There's cosmetics and all kinds of stuff like that, but nothing pay to win yet. But that being said, I'm also not stupid. It is Nexon, and you never know how that's going to change. Wow, that is a terrible chest. Of course, Nexon they were the publishers and creators of one of my favorite games of all time, Dungeon Fighter Online, which is still I think run by them partially, or maybe Nexon Mobile now. And DFO was, let me tell you something, DFO was one of my greatest games ever. I loved that game. I still do. I wish I would play it more. This is me talking to myself, but the problem is that, like, when you see DFO, like, no one knows what's going on, really. It is kind of wonky on mouse and keyboard as well. That's something that I've always kind of struggled with, but classic DFO is where it's at. The new DFO that they did, Dungeon Fighter Online, the new one that they did was very odd and weird. They changed a lot of stuff, and they changed like the starting town, and like they moved far away from the fantasy setting and got more towards like the typical anime style, like, oh, there's future tech, oh, there's dimensional portals, oh, demons, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm to me that feels like it's been overdone, But it's still a great game, and Nexon had to deal with that, so I'm a big fan of DFO. But First Descendant is legit. Those of you looking for a good or fun, I don't want to say good. It's up to you. Good is subjective. But if you're looking for a fun time that you can play with friends, it's cross-platform, and it's free to play, then check it out. You may enjoy yourself. The minimum requirements are pretty high because of the Unreal Engine, but you can turn everything down to low and it runs fine. It's a very pretty game if you can run it on high settings, which I cannot. But there's a lot of people who can. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I know that today's kind of like a catch-up episode and everything like that. And again, to reiterate, the next few, possibly through the weekend, are going to be shorter than usual episodes. I'm not going to be going to extended innings for understandable reasons because I'm taking care of stuff. But I want to say thank you all again for the support. I really appreciate it. Again, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting a whole lot of other people by simply clicking that like button and leaving a comment. I know it sounds stupid, but it really does. That's literally how I'm able to do all this stuff. So thank you for doing it. Thank you for those of you who submit questions of the episodes. I will have that form posted sometime soon once I create it for the nominations of the worst Repentance run of all time. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like these pages of mine like Langwart, Taz Bryant, and Sean Cooper. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of the next episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.